You want to support Roland Martin Unfiltered? Be sure to join our Bring the Funk fan club. Every dollar that you give to us supports our daily digital show. There's only one daily digital show out here that keeps it black and keep it real as Roland Martin Unfiltered. Support the Roland Martin Unfiltered daily digital show by going to RolandMartinUnfiltered.com. You can make this possible. All right, folks, all kinds of talk and drama today after Donald Trump gave the State of the Union last night before the House and the Senate. Of course, in his 80-minute speech, he said a whole lot of stuff. And so we're going to go ahead and break this whole thing down. So what I want to do is go ahead and set it up. Are y'all ready? Because, you know, whenever we, all right, so please, can we get it right now? Because I'm about to go right into this whole deal. Because I need to set up all the people who are watching. And so, of course, this was the third State of the Union speech, the last one before the election in November. And so different folks, different shows talked about, how strong it was. And you had the pageantry. And he saluted the Tuskegee Airmen. He gave a Medal of Freedom to that racist Rush Limbaugh. And then it's like all this other stuff. But it also comes down to, that's all of the optics. But it also comes down to, what actually are the facts and what do they amount to? And so
I am thrilled to report to you tonight that our economy is the best it has ever been. Our military is completely rebuilt, with its power being unmatched anywhere in the world, and it's not even close. From the instant I took office, I moved rapidly to revive the U.S. economy.
Stop right there. Okay. Stop. First of all, he said it's the most powerful economy we had in history. That's actually a lie. You've had other presidents who've had greater GDP growth than Donald Trump since he took over as president 3 years ago. I mean, that's just a fact. I mean, you can dance around with it, but it's a fact. Now go ahead and play the next one.
Slashing a record number of job-killing regulations, enacting historic and record-setting tax cuts, and fighting for fair and reciprocal trade agreements. The unemployment rate...
Okay, stop right there. He talked about, again, the economy. Do you also remember what the economy was when he took over as president? Under President Barack Obama, you lost more than 7 points off the unemployment rate. The unemployment rate has gone down 1.2 points since Donald Trump has been president. So it's a little hard to say you inherited a bad economy when you've actually had 11 years of actual economic growth. Not only that, in the last 3 years of President Barack Obama's tenure, more jobs were created in America than the first 3 years of Donald Trump's tenure. Folks, those are simply basic facts. Press play.
African Americans, Hispanic Americans, and Asian Americans has reached the lowest levels in history.
Well, there actually was a point when we were all unemployed, but we know that was also during the period of slavery. What Donald Trump also did not talk about when you talk about economic for African Americans, black home ownership rates are at its lowest since the Fair Housing Act was passed in 1968. I've repeatedly asked this administration, where's your federal housing plan? One doesn't exist. Press play.
African American youth unemployment has reached an all-time low. African American.
We had Bill Spriggs on our show just a couple of weeks ago. Who is he? Of course, Howard University economics professor, former head of the economics department at Howard University, and a top economist for the AFL-CIO. Also not true when it comes to black youth unemployment. Again, I don't understand why you would put things in a speech that are very basic that people can actually fact check. Go.
Poverty has declined to the lowest rate ever recorded.
Donald Trump talked about poverty and food stamps. One of the reasons why you have few people on food stamps is because they changed the regulations when it came to work requirements. And so you can't just say more people off of food stamps and poverty has decreased because you actually kicked them off because of your regulations. It's not because of economic growth. It's because you actually changed the rule. Y'all got any more?
The unemployment rate for women reached the lowest level in almost 70 years, and last year women filled 72% of all new jobs added. The veterans' unemployment rate dropped to a record low. The unemployment rate for disabled Americans has reached an all-time low. We are advancing with unbridled optimism and lifting our citizens of every race, color, religion, and creed very, very high. Since my election, we have created 7 million new jobs, 5 million more than government experts projected during the previous administration. Under the last administration, more than 10 million people were added to the food stamp rolls. Under my administration, 7 million Americans have come off food stamps and 10 million people have been lifted off of welfare.
Now, hold up. I told y'all about that one. We know that's a lie. But you know also what was missing? The $30 billion we've given to farmers because of his tariffs. I wonder if, I'm sorry, we don't call that welfare. We call those subsidies. Go ahead.
Years under the last administration, over 300,000 working-age people dropped out of the workforce. In just 3 years of my administration, 3.5 million people, working-age people, have joined the workforce.
Like I already told you, last 3 years of Obama, more jobs were created in those last 3 years, the first 3 years of Donald Trump's presidency. That's just a fact. Press play.
Since my election, the net worth of the bottom half of wage earners has increased by 47%, 3 times faster than the increase for the top 1%.
Do y'all know how much money the top 1% saved with Trump's tax cuts? Hell, that really ain't hard. Play.
After decades of flat and falling incomes, wages are rising fast, and wonderfully, they are rising fastest for low-income workers who have seen a 16% pay increase since my election.
This the same part of the fight is $15 for a minimum wage? I thought so. Go.
This is a blue-collar boom. Our roaring economy has, for the first time...
If it's a blue-collar boom, why is it that we saw a decrease in manufacturing jobs by 12,000 in the month of December, even though last night he claimed manufacturing actually is increasing? Not true. Go ahead, press play.
Ever given many former prisoners the ability to get a great job and a fresh start. This second chance at life is made possible because we passed landmark criminal justice reform into law. Everybody said that criminal justice reform couldn't be done, but I got it done, and the people in this room got it done. All of those millions of people with 401ks and pensions are doing far better than they have ever done before, with increases of 60, 70, 80, 90, and 100% and even more. Thanks to our bold regulatory reduction campaign, the United States has become the #1 producer of oil and natural gas anywhere in the world, by far.
Oh my God. Y'all, do y'all know when America became the world's top energy producer? In 2012. It happened under President Barack Obama. It was not because of Trump, and it was not because of his regulations. It literally happened in 2012. 12. All right, folks, back to our Roland Martin Unfiltered video in just one moment. All right, so a lot of y'all are always asking me about some of the pocket squares that I wear. Now, Robert don't have one on. Nope. Now, I don't particularly like the white pocket squares. I don't like even the silk ones. And so I was reading GQ magazine a number of years ago, and I saw this guy who had this pocket square here, and it looks like a flower. This is called a shibori pocket square. This is how the Japanese manipulate the fabric to create this sort of flower effect. So I'm going to take it out and then place it in my hand so you see what it looks like. And I said, man, this is pretty cool. And so I tracked down, it took me a year to find a company that did it. And so they make these about 47 different colors. And so I love them because, again, as men, we don't have many accessories to wear, so we don't have many options. And so this is really a pretty cool pocket square. Now, what I love about this here is you saw when it's in the pocket, you know, it gives you that flower effect like that. But if I wanted to also, unlike other, because if I flip it and turn it over, it actually gives me a different type of texture. And so therefore it gives me a different look. So there you go. So if you actually want to get one of these shibori pocket squares, we have them in 47 different colors. All you got to do is go to rolandsmartin.com/pocket squares. All right, so first of all, that graphic is way too small. So tomorrow we're going to run it right down here all across the screen. So it's rolandsmartin.com/pocket squares. All you got to do is go to my website and you can actually get this. Now, for those of you who are members of our Bring the Funk fan club, there's a discount for you to get our pocket squares. That's why you also got to be a part of our Bring the Funk fan club. And so that's what we want you to do. And so it's pretty cool. So if you want to jazz your look up, you can do that. In addition, y'all see me with some of the feather pocket squares. My sister, who's a designer, she actually makes these. They're all custom made. So when you also go to the website, you can also order one of the customized feather pocket squares right there at rolandsmartin.com/pocket squares. So please do so. And of course, that goes to support the show. And again, if you're a Bring the Funk fan club member, you get a discount. This is why you should join the fan club. Now back to your Roland Martin Unfiltered video. You want to check out Roland Martin Unfiltered? YouTube.com/Roland S. Martin. And subscribe to our YouTube channel. There's only one daily digital show out here that keeps it black and keep it real. It's Roland Martin Unfiltered. See that name right there? Roland Martin Unfiltered. Like, share, and subscribe to our YouTube channel. That's youtube.com/Roland S. Martin. And don't forget to turn on your notifications so when we go live, you'll know it.